Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the mechanical keyboard, Bluetooth 2.4 GHz, wireless USB, wired Type-C, mode 87 keys, rechargeable 3300 mAh battery, metal plate, 18 LED backlight effects, gaming keyboard for typist gamers, red switch. So this is off Amazon. Specifically, I bought it off Amazon UK. It's got 39 ratings, 4-star rated keyboard. Cost me $31.99. It's currently, at the time of filming, up for $39.99, and it is, as you can, well, gather, a mechanical keyboard. So it does have the Bluetooth functionality, also has a small dongle as well for 2.4 GHz wireless, which is here. This tiny thing. Pretty good. I've had this for about 3-ish weeks now, and it's pretty good. Bought it because I wanted something with red switches. My current one is the Logitech G15 with their blue clicky switches. So quite nice, but I was playing some games online and had been told that, well, my keyboard was a bit loud. Give me 1 second. Okay, lovely. And so I decided to get this. It was by far the cheapest option. I wanted something wireless. I wanted something that had the mechanical switches. They're not obviously going to be Cherry MX for that sort of price. And really, it's quite difficult to find a wireless mechanical keyboard. They are about, but in terms of trying to get one that's good, and literally anything sort of under £100 is difficult, and obviously if you want to go for the high-end Logitech one, you're spending the best part of £200. So I figured we would take a look at this one. There is no discernible English writing on the oh no, technology. We've got the technology, and that is really about it. So we're going to be having a look at this. I'm going to discuss it as well. What I found, what I liked, what I didn't like, and you know, whether or not it's worth the money. So I've got us a top-down camera, which, there we go, just going to put down like that, and we're going to go through, have a look at it, unbox it, all that sort of stuff, and there'll be a link to the item down in the description if you want to go and check it out for yourself. Don't know how much it is in other territories, what have you. They do it in, I think they've got browns, reds and blues, and they do different colours as well. But this is the one I like the most, and it's the red switch one, which is what I was after. So we'll get into it, we'll unbox it. I know everyone hates the unboxing, so we'll get that out of the way really quick. So you open the box, inside you've got instruction manual, etc. However, the instruction manuals for this are not in English. We've got it in German, Italian, French and Spanish, I believe. But it's fairly easy to work, and you can sort of make it out by what's on there. So function key and the F keys for the corresponding, you know, media shortcuts and what have you. So not a problem, but not in English for whatever reason. We've then got another instruction technical spec book as well, which I've not opened before, and that is in Chinese, so once again not much use, but luckily it is fairly straightforward. Got myself a congratulations, I get a gift card, should I so desire, for Amazon. I don't know, I'm not interested, it means nothing to me. And you do get a baggie with a keycap remover. This also comes with a USB-C cable. It's fairly long, probably about 1 meter, I guess. They could have given you a really short one, but it's just for charging, and you can use it as a wired connection. Sorry, I should say. You've got three Bluetooth modes, you've got the dongle mode, and you've also got the wired mode as well. So there's a good amount of options there for you if you decide to buy. If you do decide to buy this, it seems to be quite versatile. I found it quite difficult using this though. I just can't get it to work properly. They're fairly easy to pull off though, so not too bad, and I must say don't think I've really had any issues with the connection either. The connection's been pretty good so far, so all those are positives. Now, the piece de resistance took bloody ages, but we finally got to it. I'll tell you what is weird though, unboxing something that you've already unboxed, just for the purposes of a video. So yeah, there we have it. We'll move this box out of the way because there's nothing more to show you. And here is the keyboard. So you'll probably notice there is a Ryzen sticker here. I've placed that there to cover over the LED, which is quite bright, especially when it's in its USB 2.4 gigahertz mode. It's a red LED, and it is quite bright. So that just sort of, because it's a translucent sticker, nullifies the light a little bit. So there is the rear. There's not too much on there. You've got your pads at the bottom, and you've also got a one-stage legs for it as well, what we call them, but I can't remember the technical word for them now. But yes, so you can either have it flat or have it slightly up. On the top we have the Type-C port. I not really notice that it charges particularly quick, but it is nice to have it as a Type-C, because I mean I use more Type-C cables now than I do micro USB ones. So that's nice. On-off switch, that is a bit of a weird one. So it does switch the thing on and off, but when it's plugged in, it controls the backlighting, if you want the backlighting on or off, which I didn't realise at first and I got quite confused. But yeah, that is there. So I won't turn it on just yet, but we'll go through the backlighting and everything. So one of the first things I'll say just about the build quality in terms of the actual physical is that there is no flex in the keyboard whatsoever. I would have to use really unnecessary force in order to be able to bend it or break it. So I do believe it's properly reinforced. It feels quite weighty as well for the size of it. You know, it definitely feels as though it is some sort of metallic material that they've used. It also does have a backplate in there. It feels that way. So, you know, full credit for them on that one. I really like the colour scheme on this one as well. I like how it's got the accented escape button. That's really nice. I do, however, have a big criticism here, and something that I struggled with to start off with, and that's the fact that this row here is all grey. And because I'm not really a touch typist, I'm okay. You know, once I get going, I'm fine. But in terms of my initial hand placement, I was really struggling because my hand was moving over to this side, ignoring these grey ones. Because at a glance, the grey ones, you know, are like your tab, your caps lock, your shift. So I was moving over here, whereas actually I wanted to be over there. It's a minor thing, and it is something that you get used to. Generally, I mean, I have still been putting my hands in the wrong place, but I've been just using this exclusively, and it has got better. But it just seems like a bit of a shame that has been missed. I think it would probably look a bit better as well, but you know, overall the aesthetics are really nice. This LED is a pain in the arse. That's why I've covered it with a sticker, with my Ryzen sticker. But you know, it could, I don't know, you might not find it too bad, but when you know, gaming or typing at night or in low light conditions, it is quite obvious that the light is there. And I guess we better have a look at the switches, haven't we? So I'll take off this one. So it is very similar, or pretty much the exact same styling as Cherry MX switches. They are quiet, they're linear ones, you know, so there's no clickiness in them. Most of the weight is from the keycap itself. So I'll just do a little bit of typing out so you can hear it. Don't know how much it'll pick up though. I'm quite heavy-handed as well, so that doesn't help. It's not too bad. Most of the keys are fine. I have noticed that the backspace is squeaky. The spring is squeaky. And you do get that occasionally on some of the other ones as well, but mainly this one is the issue. So I'm not sure, you know, what the overall quality control is like. Obviously I went for red switches because I wanted something a bit quieter, and it is quieter than the clicky one, but yeah, the fact that one is a bit squeaky is less than ideal, shall we just say. But overall, fairly nice to use, and for the money it's difficult. Please find me an alternative if you think that there's a better one. So we turn it on. I've got it connected to, it's currently trying to connect to Bluetooth, so we're connected to the dongle. Not that it's actually hooked up to the computer anyway, because I've just took it out. But you might be able to see there's a bit of a red light there. It does change function, and then it's a number key. So 5 is wired, which is a white LED. 4 is 2.4 gigahertz connection, which is red. And then you've got the different bands of Bluetooth. So you've got Bluetooth 3, Bluetooth 4, Bluetooth 5, and they're all sort of like different shades of cyan on there in this particular bit here. So it does let you know, how far you are, where you are in terms of being paired. So that's quite good. Function key does a lot. It's obviously quite instrumental. You've got the F keys for your media keys, and then you've got the insert and the directional arrows for the backlight. So if I press it down, turns the brightness down, press up, turns the brightness up. I think it's insert switches you through the different modes. So there are a load of different modes to try out, different levels of sort of patterns, and it's got quite a lot, to be fair, for just being inbuilt into the keyboard. I actually was really impressed. It's normally the sort of thing you only see on sort of high-end keyboards, but obviously high-end keyboards tend to have software control rather than just being on the actual keyboard itself. You can also increase the you can increase the rate of the change. So when you had it sort of, there you go, it's going round. You can speed that up, slow that down with the arrow keys as well, which is quite nice. It gives you a good amount of customization if you're into that sort of thing. I just generally prefer to have it, that was pretty cool to be fair, have it set to fully on, just easier. Don't like flashing stuff in my periphery. Which, this is all fine. I like the fact that they've just gone for white, not gone for any RGB. That will be a negative to some people. That obviously would have preferred to have RGB in there, or RGB controllable. But once again, for the money, no complaints from me on that one. The one issue I do have when it comes to the whole interface, or maybe a couple of issues. So, first issue is this LED is too bright. Obviously it's fine on the camera right now, but trust me on that one. I mentioned it enough times because it is an issue. The other thing I'd like to see is the actual media functions on the F keys. So if it's play pause, it's got play pause on there, what have you. That would have been really useful, I think, for them to have on there, just so you know at a glance which one it is rather than having to remember. The other problem is that I've experienced a couple of times. So it does automatically shut down to save its battery, and that's good. And the 3300 milliamp hour battery is fairly decent, to be fair. I get I think I've probably charged it like 4-5 times now, about once a week, I would say. And I've been using it for work as well, so it's had quite a lot of use. The issue is it doesn't give you any indication on battery life as far as I'm aware. Not from this LED, not from anything else. And that is quite annoying at times, because it will literally just turn off and not work. And then you have to plug it in. It would be nice to know ahead of time whether we're running out of battery or whether we're fine or not. But that's something maybe, those couple of bits they can work on for future iterations. But once again, if you're paying this sort of money for this kind of keyboard, then you have to accept that there's going to be a certain amount of compromises. This is not a no compromise keyboard, but it is very, very good for the price. Obviously, you are subject to the quality control issues on it. But overall, I'd mark it as pretty darn, comparable. I think in order to beat this, you have to spend almost 3 times its cost to be able to beat it from a reputable brand. And yeah, for that reason, I can't really give it anything other than, a glowing recommendation for the money. I would probably say, for this sort of money, you're better off getting yourself a wired, spend a little bit more on getting a wired mechanical one. But if you have to have, a wireless one, and the fact that you can switch between, it's easy to switch between Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz, function 3 there and connected to Bluetooth on one computer, function 4 and connected to Bluetooth, connected to 2.4 gigahertz on the other one. That's one of the things I really like about my Logitech one. It's got dedicated buttons for Bluetooth and the dongle. This has got it as well. It's a lot of features, and I've been really quite blown away. Other than obviously the squeaky key, and the LED light, yeah, I find it hard not to recommend it. This is a shame. That's a shame for me personally, the fact that they're not black. But I imagine if you were so inclined, you could change those. But once again, you know, if you're only spending this sort of money, you're not likely to want to go and change the keycaps. So that's all I've got for you on this one. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a bit longer than normal, but hopefully this is a bit more insightful than a lot of the normal sort of unboxings that I do, just because I've actually had time to use this and sit down and work out its flaws, work out what it does really well. A lot of stuff is obvious with it, you know. Feels quite well made. This back panel and switch here feel cheap, but it is literally a switch you will hardly ever use. And yeah, it feels like a keyboard twice its price. Twice to 3 times its price, like I said. So, there you go. Any questions on this? Let me know down below. Let me know if it's something that you'd actually be interested in as well. Because I was only sort of looking for one, thinking I wouldn't get one for a decent price, but there you have it. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.